Chapter 27. What's in fatherhood for me? My wife said, no man is ever ready for fatherhood. I replied, you should be the next chief marketing officer for Planned Parenthood. But seriously, I didn't plan for fatherhood. I'll never forget my then girlfriend, now wife, sitting me down on our bed in our one-bedroom apartment in Astoria, New York. She said, I'm pregnant, with a hint of subdued, joyous, teary trepidation, because we hadn't even gotten married yet. I compose myself and think, be firm, tell Natalia it's her choice, but then push for the abortion and don't be a pussy about it. I couldn't order the premature hit on my own flesh and blood. It felt wrong at every level, and God has showered me with endless love-filled blessings in the form of three out-of-this-world, can't-believe they're real, too good to be true children ever since. Reality is, I explored the issue of abortion in a screenplay I wrote in Park Slope Prior, Brooklyn blogger, previously called Juno Does Williamsburg. I just wanted to write the funniest independent NC-17 parody ever made, but the intended playful romp about Juno moving to Williamsburg and banging every hipster in sight to recapture her lost fountain of youth after giving her baby up for adoption developed into a tale of regret, emptiness, and longing I never in a million years anticipated prior. There's one scene where Juno, now known as Maya the Blogger, has a conversation about abortion with her sultry, oversexed, bisexual bud Titiana at a Polish sausage shop she works at in Greenpoint, New York. Titiana says, a fetus can't sing, dance, laugh, or kill the comedy seller, so what kind of life is that? Also understand that Titiana was able to sound more cavalier about abortion than most because she's already had 7 abortions prior, only to get pregnant again, which prompts a line by her caustic firebrand mother to blurt with extreme disdain, isn't 8 enough? Titiana? When I first moved out to LA, I dated a girl who had major issues, as my father would say. She looked like a paler Lorraine Bracco, Dr. Melfi from The Sopranos, minus the luscious, mountable melons on top and darker Sicilian, super inviting, inhalable legs below. I'm a sexually repressed slut in a straitjacket father of 3, I know. But the character Maya the Blogger, who gave her kid up for adoption, has all the sex in the world, and it never fulfills her empty void inside. So when my then girlfriend, now wife, told me out of the nowhere that she was pregnant, I was still a wannabe headlining stand-up comedian. Obviously not too much has changed in my life, but it has, because when my book Controlling My Kids a Comedy Loves Her becomes a hit, secures me an agent, and books me for a worldwide promotional tour with some accompanying stand-up gigs where I no longer have to be a signer upper open mic attendee, thank God, I'll be able to profit from all my hard work for the overall betterment of my family, not for pure show-off, ego enlargement purposes alone. Plus, I'll be able to pay back my wife, my partner in adversity, and prosperity for tripling down on her faith in me becoming the big-time me I always promised to be. Most wives would have cut their losses with me ages ago, despite whatever long-term yields my then-girlfriend, now wife, envisioned in me when we used to live in Park Slope 12 years ago, after my 30 Rock spec made me recommend a writer on TVWriter.com, which was ages ago, back when Lena Dunham had much skinny arms and wasn't so full of herself. Hey Lena, I got your next book idea for you. It's a teen graphic novel series called By Curious George. It's for sexually confused hipster spawn, reared in Brooklyn on Lou Reed Records. You don't like me making fun of Lena Dunham, do you? Hipster hack bookstore clerk in Cold Springs, New York. Do you? Move on. You're not my target demographic. My 20-month-old son exudes more sophisticated grace in his avocado dumps than you do, especially when you strain to come off as anything more than a witless, furry-browed, millennial musketeer hobbit, baby resistor, loser of the most unenviable, untweetable order. So, will fatherhood make me a bigger prick than ever? As a dad, I'll have no freedom to roll on Molly all night in Manhattan for the fun of it. You better start getting to the sizzling steak fajita part about why I should be pumped about hiring a nanny to raise my kids before I lose interest altogether in giving 2 shits what a no-name comedian has to say about the wonders of fatherhood. Enlighten me fast on what I'm missing out on so bad that makes my life in comparison a meaningless, empty jumble of friendship-deepening relationships in Manhattan from people of all walks of life who are too busy having fun and closing deals and making the big bucks to support a dreamy, freedom-maximizing lifestyle to even bother with giving up my weekends for the next 20 years for children in the first place. Last time I checked, I'm not a loser with no friends left because I'm an arrogant, bitter, non-represented comedian writer who never made it in Hollywood as a staff writer of any kind, who you like to decry and reduce to calling mere rapewood as a mere cop-out for not making it out there and for having your dad pay for the airfare as you flew back east, a dejected loser from the city of angels with your head in between your legs, who, from what I hear, almost died from doing crystal meth, confusing it for cocaine. Even some dumb fuck extra on Breaking Bad would know the difference. So please, in the name of God, stop raping my ears with more dated Lena Dunham hipster jokes that come up more dated than Yiddish and sour than Michelle Obama's Sour Lemonade book tour. Please. Why is my life such an ineffective, meaningless, starless, empty-hearted house of horrors without children of my life to light up my world like no other? What's in fatherhood for me that I can't get nursing a six-pack of IPAs on a Thursday night with my Asian Taikuchi twins 1 and 2, who I swiped over to my pad 2 seconds ago to watch Crazy Rich Asians with, before I get me so horny with the Taikuchi twins again as they walk out stress knots in my back at the same time because their combined weight is still less than your wife. Well, if you phrase it that way. But seriously, I can't tell you they serve beer in hell, neg-loving, condom-packed tearing through Tucker Max disciple What's in Fatherhood for You. But I can tell you with outsized feeling what fatherhood has blessed me with. The 3 best friends ever, outside of the mother, who starts working nights to spend more time at home with the kids in order for her husband to exercise his demons through the keyboard so he could become the writer, funny man, comedian provider he became hell-bent on willing into reality already. So what's in fatherhood for me again? How about the opportunity to have your son wake up in the morning and say, Daddy, where are you? And end up feeling like the most cherished center of this perfect boy's universe, who calls for you first thing in the morning, knowing you're the first thing on his precious genius mind. Not sold yet, player? What's in fatherhood for me? How about the opportunity for your 20-month-old son to play with your keys while you pump the gas? Only for him to lock then unlock the door with the remote attached to the keychain so you can open the door, relieved now, and take in his love supreme gaze, which screams, I can't get enough of you, Dada. Thanks for playing a big part in me hitting the genetic lotto, and for making sweet laughter fill the air, whenever at the local farm for donuts, the coffee shop for the New York Post, or just away from mama in general. What's in fatherhood for me? How about reading your published piece in the Good Men Project about your son, Arthur Morrison Kornblue, detailing all his killer nickname creations like Art Show and Gim Will Be Good, declaring with extreme absolute glee, they're on the internet forever, kid. What's in fatherhood for me? How about the opportunity to play hooky as an adult on a work week Friday and take all 3 of your kids to Manhattan for a big city adventure to give thanks and praises to God in St. Patrick's Cathedral, despite raising my kids Jewish? How about the opportunity to teach your kids the importance of addressing God and showcasing your gratitude, especially in my 3 kids' case, because they got looks, humor, and physical ability up the wazoo. I state, you 3 hit the genetic lotto and were blessed with beauty, brains, and brawn, so don't be assholes about it. God gave you all the makings of leaders so you can unleash the latent feel-good talent in others to make this world a better place for you and me in a post-exposed fake news universe. What's in fatherhood for me? How about getting all 3 of your kids out of Rockefeller Center alive in one piece with sure-footed ease, navigating your 3 kids to calmer ground through Midtown traffic 1 week before Christmas in a Bigfoot stroller no less, only for your daughter to sip on a Gatorade and then compliment you with, Daddy, you're really good at being a New Yorker. What's in fatherhood for me? How about the opportunity to make seltzer-based Shirley Temples with your kids on a Friday night, blasting Van Halen on vinyl, reliving your age of innocence in far superior hit puberty by now, thank God, glory. What's in fatherhood for me? How about the opportunity to pitch wiffle ball to your daughter outside your house and watch her crush 10 homers against the front of your home sweet home as she rides the bull on top of an old school yellow wiffle bat in a blaze of glory. What's in fatherhood for me? How about making your 20-month-old son release pure shrieks of unmatched, wouldn't want to be anywhere else in this world joy whenever your head comes crashing down onto his midsection as you declare with ultra playful authority, Falling Putsy Apple Tree, Part 3! What's in fatherhood for me? How about my kids getting a bunch of random inanimate objects to give this do-it-all dad over here a massage on a Saturday night out of the blue? Giving daddy a shin rub with a motorized rubber ducky I got for comedic material to be mine later. What's in fatherhood for me? How about watching the Knicks on your phone? Show some promise for the future for once. With your 20-month-old son lying next to you in bed as your buoyant son states with eye dancing emphatically, Ball! Ball! What's in fatherhood for me? How about your daughter singing Ring of Fire on cue by Johnny Cash in front of your in-laws? Knowing your snooty English mother-in-law doesn't know the difference between Johnny Cash and Johnny Rotten. What's in fatherhood for me? How about waves from the window as you pull the car into the driveway to bring back sweets for the most fuss-free kid on the planet? What's in fatherhood for me? How about the shot to go from Hendrix to Mahler and become reincarnated in the mold of a classically trained baby like Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen wrapped into one as you use your air guitar appendage 20-month-old son as an air guitar to Running with the Devil again and again? What's in fatherhood for me? How about your children hugging American flags in the street out of pure love for their country without dad forcing them to do it? What's in fatherhood for me? Your children stroking your beard at night and loving you so much to the point where they act like smelling your armpits with your shirt on is the greatest thing since commercial-free cloud TV. What's in fatherhood for me? How about getting your TV writing break, which was 12 years in the making with VH1 Classic in Manhattan, while looking after your daughter as a stay-at-home dad with no support network in sight, only to whip your 3-year-old daughter at home in your apartment, whizzing her around in soul-tantalizing delight to Lita Ford's Kiss Me Deadly video, playing on America's Hard 100 Marathon, which you wrote all the host intros for, having performed the role of hair metal comedian, historian, and enthusiast. What's in fatherhood for me? The golden opportunity to raise better, sweeter, funnier, kinder, more compassionate, kick-ass soul rebels with far less doopy evil spirits to conquer in the process. What's in fatherhood for me? Daddy, how do you spell I love you?